Yo, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to another Proactive Pragmatism. On today's Proactive Pragmatism, we are talking about Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. This is the final rule, rule number 12: pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. And this rule to me represents the being overwhelmed by crisis and trying to get through however you can, and some actionable steps that I have found along the way when crisis infiltrates my life. And oftentimes crisis can bring you to your knees and make you feel like the pain that you're going through is impossible. And here are four actionable steps that I've come up with that have helped me over time. And number one is understand that you're tougher than you think. Number two is be alert. Number three is don't make things worse. Be the strength you and others need. And number four is own your pain. So, when it comes to you being tougher than you think, sometimes in life we have to slow down things and put them in perspective. A death, a loss, a new beginning, financial troubles, financial struggles, they are opportunities, and they get better when you compare them through to the trials that you've had prior in your life. There were many other times that you may not be able to recognize or come to grips with while you're in the moment when tragedy does happen, that you have overcome tragedy. You have been through the storm. You have weathered all of the processes that make you who you are today. And if it wasn't for those pieces holding you together, you would have folded, you would have crumbled. And, often we get to a point in life where we're comparing ourselves to beings that seem like they are larger than life. But whether you're a celebrity, you're a millionaire or a billionaire, at the bottom, at the root of who you are, whether you're a warrior or you've got all the deployments, you're a ranger, all of these things, you're a strong NFL player, whatever it is, at the root of the inside of you, you are still a human being. And as humans, it's okay not to be perfect. And our imperfections are our strengths. They make us tougher because our situation is so unique that if you could just, in the military, when you're climbing a hill, when you've got mountains, when you've got miles to travel through, if you could just get up that hill, if you could take that hill, over that mountain is greener pastures. They might not be what you had planned for, but it can be better. And that perspective shows you that you are a lot tougher than you think. And so, secondly, when you're overwhelmed by crisis, be alert. And that's where this pet a cat when you encounter one on the street comes in, right? Use the small things in your life to help you refocus. One of my favorite quotes is, your why can help you overcome any how. And your why is a lot deeper than you think, because if you have a why, you can keep going, you can keep pushing. My why is my daughter. My why is the individuals that have come behind me, and the lineage of the United States military, and the lineage of management, and the individuals. And it's funny. It might seem minute, but while I'm delivering at FedEx, there'll be kids watching me, lift packages and boxes and drop them off at their house. Often, sometimes they come running, and sometimes they're in awe because I moved such a big giant package, right? But it's those kids that are watching you, those neighbors that are watching you. It is those customers that are watching you still be graceful even through that pain, often that pushes me through the rain and the sleet and the snow. And on the other side, those small things a part of the process that are going to add up to your paycheck. And that paycheck, when you find more meaning in your life, you start to place it into different places and different things and watch those seeds grow, whether it's savings or figuring out a new budget. It's those small things. And even it could be the words of encouragement that you've offered to other people because you've been through the storm that help you become more alert to who you are. You have to grasp who you are as a person, and that's going to change everything about your process. It's going to not only make you stronger, but it's going to make the people around you stronger because there is a ripple effect in strength. Focus on that ripple effect. Focus on that small thing. And one thing that's really helped me become more alert and more thankful and grateful is when I wake up in the morning, I don't have any expectations. I expect, and let me rewind that. I expect to be able to have a new set of hours, a new day. Yesterday might have sucked, but it may not be as cold as yesterday was. And even if it is colder, there are still conditions that I've experienced that don't even compare to me being able to sit in America and be focused on the small things that I do have. Often when I'm driving in the truck for FedEx, I open up the doors just to smell the grass. Because when I was deployed, I didn't have any grass. And it's one of those things where those small things, just being able to smell the dew on the grass has changed my life. And although you may never be deployed and you may never go, overseas or different things like that, I bet you there's some small piece of perspective that you're leaving behind in the dust that's going to change you and uplift you. So stay uplifted and be alert. And so thirdly, don't make things worse. Be the strength you and others need. When you go into a place of bitterness in comparison to others, it poisons everything around you. And you become a person that people don't want to be around. Yes, address the topics, focus on your mental health, but there's a time and a place for those things. If you need a therapist, get a therapist. If you need to talk to somebody, but also value their time, and make sure that you're talking about things that are actually going to move you forward. We have to get out of this Grant Cardone talks about this all the time. He talks about stinking thinking. We have to get out of the mode of stinking thinking and think, what's next? How can we make the situation better? And a lot of times it's about being grateful for what's left. I remember when my great grandmother died and I had to reflect upon that woman was everything to me. And I had to reflect upon all of the great things that she had taught me, all the little dollar bills she used to give me, all the times that she used to let me watch cartoons or we would watch wrestling together. But it's those small memories that I had left that brought me and pushed me through that pain. Because at the time I was young. I didn't really understand death. I didn't understand those things. But that also, by me putting things in perspective, and not being bitter about the problems that I do have, they help propel me forward, because it brings me to the number 4, the fourth actionable step is owning your pain. Own that pain. Don't let anybody else take that pain from you, but you take that pain and you use it as fuel. You take those lessons that you've learned, those bad things that you did in the past, or even those good things, and you take them and you ball them together and you turn them into jet fuel and you propel yourself into your future, into what you want it to look like. And in the last podcast we talked about, and actually the podcast, I believe it was rule number 10, we talked about creating a plan. Your pain creates your plan, because you know what hurt feels like, you know what pain feels like, and you're not going to put that energy out inside the universe. That's not you anymore. You're walking forward, you're walking differently. You've got you've got that little swagger, that gait about you, and everything that held you back in the past, that's in the past, because we're moving forward. Those scars are there for a reason. They're there to help propel you forward and help you figure out where you don't want to go, what pain you don't want to feel, what hard conversations you're going to have with people who bring pain and bitterness into your life, the conversations you're going to have with them to move you forward. Because here's the thing, if you're staying stagnant, that's still a move. You only get so many hours, only get so many minutes in this life. So don't let anybody bog you down with negativity, especially yourself. So we have to take ownership. We have to be proactive, and we have to be pragmatic about the things that are going to move us forward. We can't get bogged down in emotions. Emotions ruin the logic that we need to push forward. And it's okay, let those emotions out. But if you're going to use those emotions, use those to create a plan. Use your emotions to create a better logistical battle for you in the future. Oftentimes, the small things that get me through, whether it's dieting or weightlifting, is putting those little fires out in my mind that says you can't do it, and showing myself and equipping myself to show me all the reasons why I can do it, because I'm fallible. I'm a human being. I'm not a perfect individual. I never have been, and I never will be. But the most important part about the process is, in the process there is grace, and in owning your pain there is grace. You just walk different when you've got that pain down, when you've got that fire in you. You just start finding things around you to just bring you joy. And around the corner, here's the process of life. Something else is going to happen, but you're going to be more equipped, especially if you start owning your pain. So, this is the last 12 rule for life. Up next, I'm going to do a review. I've been taking notes on Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent's book Hustle Harder. So that's going to be the next review. Also tomorrow, 12/11 Central, we have the Millennials R series that is airing. And every week I will provide you with another Millennials R series. So that's going to be good. It's going to be super exciting. I'm glad to share. Millennials are a lot of the people that I'm having on the podcast. They're in my close circle of friends, people I hold in high regards that are just doing different things in life. And it's going to be an opportunity for you, the listener, and myself to grow and to learn different things and kind of vibe with different perspectives. So, this has been another Proactive Pragmatism, the review, 12 Rules for Life. Check out the book. It's going to be in the links. I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the questions you guys have. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want me to address on the podcast, I'm an open book. It'll be PROAG 20@gmail.com. That is proprag20@gmail.com. You can reach us. And if you want to donate to the podcast or something inspired you, just reach out to us. The description will be in the link. The link will be in the description. My bad. But anyway, you guys have an awesome week. I hope you tune into our podcast tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. So thank you guys for listening. Hungry Millennial out. Thank you.